Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my top favorite blushes. This includes affordable as well as high-end blushes. The first one is a blush that I use all of the time. This one is the Huda Beauty Blush Filter Liquid Blush. This is one of my favorite, most used blushes, especially in the shade Latte, because it's like a beautiful bronzer kind of a shade. It is not just, you know, a warm tea rose shade. It has a lot of brown undertones, so it works really well for bronzing as well. And this is what it looks like. I love this shade. It's very natural as well as a very blendable pigmented formulation, and it works for multiple different skin types, for multiple different skin tones as well. So it is a blush that if you wanted to buy any high-end blush, you should definitely try that out. And then next up, for a powder blush, the only powder blush that I have been reaching out for so much, I still use it till date, is a Too Faced Cloud Crush powder blush. This one is in the shade Velvet Crush. It looks so light in the pan, but it shows up really well on my skin tone, and I've used it so much. You guys can see there's also like a dent in the pan, and it's not quite usual for me to use a lot of powder blushes. I'm not a big powder blush person, but I do have quite a few favorites to show you guys from the affordable range as well. But this is one such beautiful blurring blush that looks so nice on the skin. Even if you have dry skin, even if you have a lot of pores and textures, it looks amazing. And then I'm just getting rid of all of the high-end blushes, and then I talk about all the affordable ones. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Island Glow Lip and Cheek Sunset Bronze Glow. This is a beautiful warm terracotta-ish brown shade, and I have used this one so much. It has subtle dewy finish as well on the skin, and you can skip your highlighter when you have a beautiful balmy blush like this. One more blush that I used to use a lot was the Bobbi Brown blush in the shade Uber Beige or something, but that started to have molds in it, like fungus growth literally, because I've had that for over 4 to 5 years now. It's a very beautiful dewy blush. I had to throw that away, so this is the one I have been reaching out for ever since. And I have one deeper shade as well, but this one for some reason is just very flattering on my skin tone. I don't really like very berry tone, like deep plum blushes on my skin tone. I feel like I look like I'm slapped or I'm bruising, so I like these warmer brownish kind of a shade. And then a similar shade in the more affordable range is this e.l.f. Liquid Blush. This one is in the shade Bronze Bombshell. It has that same orange brown undertone to it. It looks so beautiful. It's a very nice pigmented blush. It's very long wearing. It looks amazing on my skin tone. I love to like keep it very subtle or build on this as well, and it looks like it has a lot of shimmer particles in the tube, but it doesn't translate that way on the skin, and it just is a very beautiful subtle dewy finish sort of a blush that is very long wearing again, and amazing blendability. I have so many different shades in this blush, but my most used one has to be this one, and I think Suave Mauve is another shade that I have used a lot, but ever since I got this one, this is the one I've been reaching out for so much. And a beautiful warm brown shade. Again, you can skip your bronzer if you have a shade like that. And then a recent obsession of mine is this L'Oreal Lumi Liquid Blush. This one is in the shade Worth It Medium. It also has that subtle shimmery sheen to it, but it looks beautifully dewy on the skin, and it again doesn't emphasize or exaggerate anything, and it doesn't look like overly shimmery on the skin as well. It doesn't look too pigmented. It's a very buildable blush. It looks like it's intensely pigmented when you look at it, like especially the shade. It looks very intimidating, but on the face it just looks amazing. And I find that it's a very buildable blush, very long wearing blush, very dewy looking blush. I like dewy looking blushes. I'm not a matte blush person. If you are someone who's around like who has oily skin tone, you like matte blushes, I think you'll be severely disappointed with this video, because most of my blush preferences are dewy looking blushes. And then from Mars, I have this Blush R blush in the shade Night Glow, which is a very like deep purple-ish kind of a shade, and it's a very nice pigmented blush. Again, one of this blush in the shade Dusk is what I have on this side of my face, because I was comparing mass versus high-end products. But this is also a shade I really like, and if I had to recommend like a shade for deeper skin tones, I would most certainly close my eyes and recommend it. It's a deep, beautiful crimson shade, and it doesn't translate like this on the skin. It just looks beautiful, pigmented, blendable, buildable. amazing. Okay, this is not extremely dewy, it's also not extremely matte, so this also works really well for me, but I just don't really like very matte blushes. And then Fay Beauty liquid blush in the shade Nutty. This is also a beautiful formulation, very comparable to Huda Beauty liquid blushes, and this is a beautiful mauve shade, and a deeper mauve shade actually, and it looks really nice on my skin tone, and I have reached out for this one so much. I don't find this to be very long wearing, to be honest. In 2-hour mark I can see this one fade. Same with the Huda Beauty one, same with this one. It's not like one is longer than the other, so I wear it out depending on how long I'm going to be out without touch up and all of that. So if I'm not going out for too long and all of that, that's when I reach out for this one or the Huda Beauty blush. Otherwise I have other blushes I like to reach out for, especially like the Nude Stick Lip Crayon. I use that on my face, and that's a very long lasting blush on my skin. And the next blush is something that I I even included this in a makeup I regret buying video, and then started to use it a lot more after that video, and I was like, I actually really like this blush. This one is the Pixie On The Glow blush in the shade Ruby. I like any blush which has red undertone to it, okay? And that red undertone works really well for my skin tone, and it looks extremely natural. So not like overly red, but you know, that balance of pink and red undertones, those look really nice on my skin tone, and this blush is exactly like that. So it looks like I'm naturally blushing. So this is not an intensely pigmented blush. If you want those intensely pigmented blushes, you would not like this. This is great for like no makeup days. If you don't really have any foundation on and just want to use a blush, you can use this. It blends really well on bare skin, or like on a tinted moisturizer, tinted sunscreen sort of a product. But if you have like a very thick base product, like a very pigmented pigmented base product, this would blend into nothing. So this is strictly for no makeup days, and that's the only time I actually use this, but I do use this quite a lot. I'm talking about all of my favorite most used blushes in this video actually. And the next one is the Stace Lip and Cheek Macaron in the shade Macaron. This was launched years ago, and ever since then I still do really like it. Like I don't really use it as much. There were phases where I used to use these blushes differently. Now I don't reach out for it as much, but it's a beautiful shade. It's a beautiful formulation actually, and this is not dewy, this is not matte. It's a nice cream blush if you want to try out. It has that, you know, can you see that cool toned mauve undertone? So if you are looking for that, you can try this out. I'm not sure if you would like this if you have very deep skin tone, but on my skin tone it looks really nice, and it also works really well on the lips. It's not like a very shiny balmy product. It looks like a creamy matte lipstick actually, and it looks very nice. So this was one of those hit launches from that brand, and I feel like Swiss Beauty has not been launching that many great products of late. Like there are few good launches here and there, but not the way I want to see them. And then the DM Beauty Stick Blush. This one is in the shade Mon Amour, which is again a beautiful nude shade. This is also a really nice pigmented blush. Works really well for everyday makeup, and it's not a very long wearing blush, but it's also not something that fades away in a whiff on my face. I found videos where people didn't really like the blendability and the pigmentation of this blush. For me, I've never had any problem with it. I love the way it looks on my skin. It's a very easily blendable product, and again, not the most long wearing blush. I would give this like 3.5 hours. That's all it would like show up on your skin, but it's a beautiful shade. Again, it's a little bit cool tone. It has a little bit of a brown undertone to it, and it looks amazing on the skin. So it's a very natural looking blush, very nude blush. So if you wanted something like that, this is the shade you could try out. They also have varying different shades. Again, this has a very like subtle dewy finish to it. It's not a very matte formulation, so I'm not sure how many people would like it, and also it's not a very long lasting blush because of that finish as well. And something that is comparatively a little bit more long lasting than this DM Beauty blush is actually the Kiro blush stick in the shade Vintage Rose. I had a phase with this blush too. I used to use this so much, and then they launched some deeper shades as well, but this shade in Vintage Rose, which is like a subtle pink shade, is one of my most used shades. It's a great again blush for like everyday makeup purpose, no makeup days and everything. Even on like pigmented foundation and pigmented base products, it still does show up really well. And this is comparatively a little bit more long lasting than the DM Beauty one and all of the other blushes that I showed you. This would last on your skin for at least about 5 hours. I wouldn't give it more than that. Okay, I'm not sure which blush has ever lasted on me for like the entire day. I haven't even noticed that by the time I've come back. And then now moving on to powder blushes. This one is the Colorbar blush in the shade Sweet Scarlet. I'm not sure if it's still available. This is a beautiful shade of a blush to own, and it's very complementary to Indian skin tone. It has that very it has that, you know, warm reddish undertone to it. Again, looks amazing on the skin, and it just is not too, again, not, it is a matte blush, but it's beautifully formulated to not suck the moisture out of your face and look dry when you're applying the blush. Or you can try out the K-Beauty blush in the shade Soft Nude. I'm not sure if this brand has gone ahead and changed this shade too, because look at this. Look at this beauty. It's again similar to that Colorbar one. If you have that, don't pick this up. If you have this, don't pick that up. It's a very soft formulation of a blush. It has beautiful color payoff. Again, it's like that nude but with subtle red undertone to it. Like slightly lighter than Colorbar, I feel like, but so flattering on the skin and doesn't exaggerate, doesn't emphasize anything, and looks beautiful because of that soft pressed formulation. I love this. This is like one such rare hits from that brand for me, and so that's the reason I'm recommending. And one blush that I used to talk about so much back in the day, this one is the Forever 52 blush. This is in the shade CBP011 Sandy. Online it's mentioned something else, on the packaging it's something else. I don't know why this brand has to do this. This is from Daily Forever 52, like I mentioned. Again, a similar nude shade, all three almost similar shades, so you can pick and choose the one you really like. This, you get a huge pan size, I think 10 grams of product in this, and also a really nice, yeah, 10 grams of product and a really nice blush. They have so many different shades in this as well, and every single time I've used it, I've loved this so much. From Daily Forever 52, they used to also have these juicy cheek blushes. I'm not sure again if it's discontinued, but these again have that moussey finish, look flawless and blurring on the skin. You know, it looks extremely natural, very well blended kind of a blush. One is in the shade JCB005. Okay, I'm not sure what it's called, but it comes in this packaging. I always used to get complimented for this blush. It's a very beautiful nude blush. So yeah, those were pretty much all of the blushes I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know if you want to watch top favorites of mine in any other category. I've already done skin tints, foundations, high-end and affordable as well. So you can just look that up on my channel. But if you have any other category you want me to do, let me know in the comments down below. I think I've also done one for highlighters, like natural looking highlighters that I own in my collection. So you can check that out as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know what other videos you'd like to watch in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.